Okay, so this is going to be part two of my going over mods. Um, there's a few things, like I've said a million times in my videos, maybe not a million, but I've said in my videos, I always watch them to see where I might have went wrong or said something I didn't. And I didn't go over better stacks in the last one. And so this increases the stack limit on resources in your inventory to 10,000. So it doesn't affect ammo. So what this does, so your slots, um, I might be wrong. People can correct me if I'm wrong. So I think the stacks are all these different squares, and the slots are how many items it holds in them, or it might be vice versa. I tried to look it up on the internet and I couldn't find anything definite on which one was which. But I think by default, a lot of these are limited to like maybe only 100, and this ups it to where you can have more in each one. And then the other mod gives you more of the empty slots so that you can, like you could carry five of these and five of these rows, and each one of them could have 100 in them or 200, whatever the number is. So the slots and the stacks all have to do with how many items are in each square and how many squares you have in each category. Uh, so that's something I wanted to go over. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I mean, I guess I could open up the game and show you. Uh, so another thing about Nexus uh, or Vortex, you can actually launch a game from right here. You just click on the game and it'll launch it. The main reason I usually launch it uh, from getting my controller fired up. The main reason I usually launch it using GOG is just because if this isn't going to back up to the GOG cloud, it's just going to back it up to my computer. And this is what I mean, like, you don't need to use GOG. You can just use the game executional because that's what Vortex is linked to. So if I just click on continue, and another thing while it's going through this stuff, the mod that I installed to enable the focus and the face paints, Vortex did not install it correctly because it never worked. So when I went back to the web page and it told you how to install it manually, I did it a manual download. And you need a program like WinZip or 7-Zip. I use 7-Zip because it doesn't cost anything. And unzip it, open up the folder that it's unzipped. I'll show you how to do it real quick. Come on, puppy dog, slow. So if we go to inventory, see all the blank slots that you have? It's a lot more. And I haven't maxed everything out yet because you do make the pouches bigger. So you get a lot more of those. Outfits the same way. Well, it tells you right there. Six is six is being used. I have a capacity of 100. That is way more than the vanilla game. 4 is being used. I have a capacity of 100. Modifications, 21 are being used. I have a capacity of 1200. And the thing also that I want to point out is, oh, I already got a modification for the spear, and you can't modify the spear until you get into the oh, Frozen Wilds. God, I'm an old guy. I'm always yawning. Frozen Wilds DLC, and that's where you get to be able to put 2 mods on the spear. But you got 100 slots, but you're going to be able to stack multiple items. Like when you get 1 or 2 or 3 that are exactly the same, they're going to stack on top of each other. It'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And resources, 1,600 resources. Well, you can see I've already got 706 of that. See how I'm talking about it's multiple stacking? But what'll happen is once these reach, I think it's 20, once these reach 20, they're going to start a new column. And that's what's going to end up taking the spaces. I don't see any that's already started a new column. But once they reach 20 in one square, it's just going to bump over and start up a whole nother square until you fill up the 1,600 columns. So that's where I'm telling you that and this is, I think this one will only hold 10. It doesn't say off to the side, but I'm pretty sure it only holds 10 because there's only 10 items. The only thing we're missing is there's another trap, and we don't have that other trap yet because we haven't found one or discovered it. Okay, so much for that. Whoops, sorry, Haloy. So then the other thing I was going to show you, so I manually installed this item. But see where it's face paint and focus effects? So you can change it to A, B, or C, which I haven't messed with it, or default. And then you got a whole bunch. I think it said 33 different focus effects, and I'm a seeker, so I went with the seeker. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 30. I mean, not focus. 33 different face paints. Okay. So I did get that to work by manually installing it, and it's working fine. I've done 2 videos. I haven't posted them yet. 2 videos of this. And then the other thing we covered was this here. That wouldn't be there if it wasn't, if I hadn't installed that mod. The DLSS is for NVIDIA, and this is for the Fidelity. So if I had an NVIDIA card, it would say DLSS. But so that is installed, and I'm assuming it. I mean, honest to God, I don't even know if it changed anything, but it's more compatible with my card. Let's get out of this. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to cover, to show you that it is working. And then basically how you do this, to install a mod manually. So it tells you on the, where's it at? This one here. Tells you here on this page. Why did my music stop? There we go. I want the music playing. So if you go down to installation, copy archive content to this folder. So I've already downloaded it, and you're just going to go to your downloads. After you've downloaded it, it should drop it in downloads, unless you've changed it. And so you're going to have this. That's the zip file. And you're just going to go right click and go to 7-zip, and you want to extract it there so that it goes into its own folder. It'll have its own folder, and it wants me to replace it, and I'm going to say yes because I've already done it. So because I just did it today, it popped up here at the top. So then you're going to open it up, and you're just going to copy, and then you're going to have to go up to the drive that your game is in, and then you're going to look for that folder. There it is right there. And then I'm not going to do it because I've already got it installed and I don't want to mess anything up. But you're just going to right click it and you're going to say paste. And when you paste it, it's going to ask you if you want to replace the file that was already in there, and you're going to say yes. And then it starts working. And I've done a repair on the game since I did this. And some games, when you run a repair, it gets rid of some of the stuff that you've edited. But it didn't change it. It was still working. Okay, so now I'm going to have to show. So what I wanted to tell you too is, if you, like, let's say you're using a mod and you say I don't like it, so you're going to disable it. Okay, so now that mod should not be working. And the only way you can tell in this game is if you go into the game and see that the rain's worse than it was. So you can enable and disable mods at a touch of a button. Now there's also, you can remove it altogether. You can reinstall it if you think it needs to be installed. Check for updates. So these are different things you can do. So now I'm going to switch to MechWarrior. Okay, so let's go to MechWarrior. So we're on MechWarrior. So when you open MechWarrior, I'll show you that real quick too. So we're going to go, well, we'll do it right from here. We're going to launch MechWarrior. So MechWarrior, you can go into the mod folder, and it shows you all the mods that are enabled. And the music's too dang loud, so at least for my end it is. Let me turn down the volume on my headset. I don't want to be yelling too loud. So when you go into MechWarrior, it shows you all your mods, okay? And it'll even give you a little warning, and you can click on it and it'll tell you what the conflict is. But I didn't want to uninstall it. There. Okay, so there's the conflict. What's the conflict? But that's working, so I didn't get rid of it because it's working. Same with this one here. It's got a little bit of a conflict, but it's working. Both items are working, so I didn't uninstall them. So, but what I want to show you about this, now when you first install a mod on MechWarrior, you have to open this up and put a check by it. And once you do that, you never have to do it again. Because what's going to happen, so we're going to go back here, and we are going to, we really just need to uninstall one. But So we're going to disable this one, and then we're going to launch MechWarrior again. And Horizon doesn't have a place to check mods when you load in that I know of when you load it up. You're relying totally on Vortex, but that's all you need to rely on because it will manage all the mods. But I'm just kind of showing you how enabling and disabling mods in a game works. So now if you go to mods and you scroll through here, and I don't see it. It should show up unchecked. Maybe I did a mod that doesn't show up in this. Let's go back. Quit. Making a liar out of me, game. Okay, let's re-enable this one. Let's try Better Markets. Okay, so that should be disabled. Like I said, you don't need GOG to launch these games. Well, I feel like an idiot because it hasn't disabled any of them. It shouldn't be enabled once you do that. Which one did I just disable? It's frustrating me. So I disabled maximum. Oh no, this is the one. Better Markets is what I disabled. Okay, so let's go back into the game and see if Better Markets is even showing up still enabled or if it just disappeared altogether. Usually they still show up in there, but with the check mark on them. Maybe it takes them out. Let's see if Better Markets is showing up. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe the mod just disappears. Okay, so we're looking for Better Markets. There's Better Salvage. Okay, so now Better Market is gone. It's not showing up. Okay. So now we're going to re-enable Better Markets. Then we're going to launch the game again. Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking wrong. Maybe it just takes them out and puts them back in. But what I'm trying to show you is that it manages. Yeah, see, there it is. Now it's there. Better Markets. So to enable and disable mods, you just use Vortex. And where that comes in handy, when you install these mods, how many am I got in here? I've got 28, but if you ever like, okay, so you've put 10 mods in here, and you're they're all, everything seems to be working fine, and then you start downloading more mods. Well, to troubleshoot a mod, if you start having issues, you can disable them, and then run the game and see if the issue disappeared, and that way you can pinpoint what mods are good, what mods aren't good, and then that's how I discovered uh, when I was having issues with these mods. So, but the main thing I wanted to show you is you can remove them, uninstall them, remove related. So when you remove them once, it's usually ask you, like you remove it, and then you can remove it again, and it'll say, "Are you sure you want to remove the whole thing?" And then it gets rid of the backup files for the mod. Uh, so, whoops. But enable and disable and uninstall. But so if you think you're having issues with the mod, or you put a mod in there and you don't like it, but you don't want to get rid of it altogether yet, you can disable it, and then you can re-enable it. A good example is this one that does the fall. So apparently there's a achievement for doing the oh there's a skill in there that lets you, when you jump up in the air with your bow and you draw it back, it turns everything into slow motion, and you kill 3 things while you're doing that. And you get an achievement for that. You do it 3 times and you get an achievement for it. Well, it says in the description of this remove fall damage that achievement won't work. So let's say you were an achievement hunter and you wanted to get that achievement. You could disable it, go out there and play it till you reach the achievement, and then re-enable it. Just don't fall off any high cliffs. I'm gonna check it real quick for you. It's this mod removes the effect of gravity on Aloy. This in turn affects the strike from above ability. If you are trying to get the achievement for that skill, make sure to remove the mod until you get the achievement. So you don't have to remove it, you just have to disable it. And then I was going to show you this one. I know there's got to be people out there that play this game on PC that are playing it on with a PlayStation controller. So here's the mod I was just type in controller when you're on Nexus and you're under this particular game. You type in the controller, it brings it up. And so basically this is what it does. Changes this in the settings to there. And then I don't know what this really doesn't show anything what it does. And that doesn't show it either. So let's go back to the description. This mod swaps the default Xbox controller glyphs for the PS4 glyphs, and also swaps PS4 for Xbox. So it might give you an option to pick whichever one you want. I don't know. But it's so that you can use the PS4 and be more comfortable with what you're seeing. But that's just something to show you guys if you wanted to ever use it. Okay, so we've gone over the mods. We've gone over to how to install and uninstall them. Uh, the first video we went over more mods. Uh, what else would I want you? But there's a lot of tutorials in here that you can look at. Uh, if you want to become a modder, you can go out to Nexus and get modding tools. When you go here to collection, this is where you have the mods that you've made. Maybe? View and manage collections created by other users. Okay, no, that's something else. But when you go out here, and like I was showing you about, you can go, you want to see what's new, click on new. So that's probably the newest one. Came out January 11th. Is that today? Nope, came out yesterday. And then you know, whatever's trending, which would be what most people are getting. Like I said, there's some armor, there's a butt cheek shot. Looks like she's in underwear. A lot of people like to make Aloy look sexy. All health flowers give a high percentage health to pouch, double health pickup. All potions craft times 2, so that probably means that when you craft one potion, you're going to craft 2 instead. What's this one do here? This is how Aloy should have looked in my opinion. So somebody created a new face for Aloy, or a new appearance. Friendly animals. You know, there's just a lot of them. Just have to look through them and see what you want. Like I said, my preferred way to look at these is to go through, and there's most endorsed. That means how many. Yeah, see, I told you bad. You know, sorry about that for any kids that might have been watching. But let's go back. But my favorite file is just go to categories, and then look at somebody added that one file that was just added, so there's 192. Just pick a category and browse through it and see if there's something that you read the description and click on it, and it'll take you to the like this one here. See, it shows that you've already downloaded it or not, but you can click on it. Now there is something I'm wanting to do, and I'll try it later, but I'll go ahead and download it. And like I said, you can go to your mods and so your download history. So I'm probably going to wait a while, but where's my shield weave armor? So I really want this to work because I think it's cool. So I'm going to go to another thing about a lot of the mods, it'll tell you if there's anything that conflicts with it, but and then you can also convert to English from Russian or whatever language it is. But it'll tell you if there's any conflicts. It'll actually say known to conflict with this. This game, there's not a lot of them, but in other games there is. So if you're looking at a mod and you find out it's got a conflict with a mod and it's one you're already using, then you have to decide, do I want to get rid of the mod I'm already using and use this one, or not download this one? And another thing is, some mods are dependent on other mods, and it'll tell you that when you click on here, and this game doesn't have any of those that I know of. But when you click on here and you go to download, it'll it'll pop up and with a link to what it needs. It'll say it needs this, and you can click on the link and download it, and then go back, and if sometimes there's 2 or 3 links. So which one of these did I download? Software version intro skip compatibility patch for enhanced focus. Which one did I download? Yeah, this is the one I downloaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to manually download this. Just so this is how it works. And then if you go to Vortex, you'll start seeing it when it downloads. It'll start downloading. Oh no, you won't, because I manually downloaded it. Sorry. Whenever you do it and use Vortex, it'll go. You'll start seeing it download, and it'll have a line saying how many percentage and stuff. And then when it's installed, it'll circle over here saying that it's installing the mod. But this one here is so there's what I downloaded. Show in folder. Right click. I use 7-zip. Extract it to a folder of its own. Open it up. Wonder what that is. Guess you need them both. I'll read the description before I do it. But I'm gonna try manually installing these two and see what happens. But not right now, because I don't want my game to crash for a while. Okay, so hopefully I ain't just got you all together just to talk. But like I said, I watch all my videos, and when I see something I left out or some more I can do, especially on a tutorial like this, um, I'll put up another one or correct what I've said. And another thing is, if I ever say anything about a game that uh, I don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't half the time. I'm just going on things I've heard and seen, and it's not always right. It's like I said, I was trying to find out the difference between slots and stacks, and I went all over the internet, and I couldn't find anything that actually said what they were. But so I just gave you the answer that I came up with. So let's go back and get out of this. And the video is over 30 minutes long, so I probably talked way too much. But I appreciate everybody who watched this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And above all, comment and let me know how bad I am or how good I am or whatever you think. And I do appreciate everybody's time. Anybody that watches my videos, I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Thank you.